on and off. I can even dim the lights with this switch by pushing and holding the switch, and you can see the lights going through an automatic program to increase their intensity to full intensity. Now let me do that again and stop it part way. Perhaps this light level is what you prefer in your home. Now it's memorized by the microprocessor within the fan. I can now turn the light on and off at this memorized level. The fan works in the same fashion. Push and hold, and the fan begins to accelerate. Note that the fan quickly comes up to speed through what we call an instant start feature. And I'm sure that you also heard the small audio chime which announces each speed. The InteliTouch series has 6 speeds. Operation is extremely quiet. We call it slumber quiet. Again, you can set the fan at whatever speed you like, release the button, and the speed will be maintained automatically. The fan can then be turned off, and there's a 2-tone descending chime to announce off and back on at the same speed. Let me take it up to full speed now and show you how the fan is reversed. By operating both the light and fan switch simultaneously, the fan goes through an automatic reversal sequence, an extremely smooth sequence, as I'm sure you've noticed. Those are the basic functions of the Casablanca InteliTouch fan. Again, I can turn off all power with the wall switch. Programmed within the InteliTouch microprocessor are 2 special programs for the homeowner. The first is what we call the light minder program, and this can be engaged by turning the power off and then back on and engaging the switches in the sequence fan, fan, light, light. A special audio chime sequence announces that the program has been entered. Now the controls of the InteliTouch work normally. Fan control and light control. But now each time the lights are turned on, the timer within the microprocessor will automatically shut the lights off after 2 hours. If anyone's ever been plagued by lights left on in bedrooms or even the living room of the home, this will automatically cure the problem. The second homeowner program within the InteliTouch is the Home Safe program. Police and security officials constantly advise that lights should be left on in the home to give the appearance of the home being lived in. With the InteliTouch series fan, that happens automatically, simply by engaging the switches in the sequence light, fan, light, fan. Your InteliTouch fan is now pre-programmed to make the home appear lived in. The lights will now cycle in a pseudo-random pattern designed to turn the lights on for an hour, turn them off for a half hour, on for 2 hours, off for 1 hour, continuously for as long as you're away from home, for an evening, for a vacation. So there you have it, the InteliTouch series from Casablanca. We think it's the most dramatic product ever offered to the lighting and fan industry. The InteliTouch will be introduced this fall in both Gallery Edition Panama 5 models and 2 new Gallery Edition Zephyr models like this one. Quantities will be extremely limited as the InteliTouch production begins. But now, let me quickly review all the features of the InteliTouch system. These include complete remote operation from a convenient wall location, a permanent installation look, and absolutely no rewiring required. It works on single and 3-way circuits. And the wall control requires no power. There's no batteries. And there's no handheld control to aim or lose. There's no special coding, and there's no interference with other remote control systems in the home. No transmission range limitations. Silent 6-speed motor operation. You'd expect that from Casablanca. And the selected speed is memorized when the fan is turned off. There's full-range light dimming. The light intensity is memorized when the lights are turned off. And the lights operate at full 120 volts for brilliant lighting. By the way, all InteliTouch series fans will come with high-intensity 40-watt bulbs to really accentuate the crystal shades. There's a smooth torque-controlled reversal, and the airflow direction is memorized when the power is turned off. An audio chime announces all selected fan sequences. And of course, there's an instant start feature which quickly brings the fan up to speed. All power can be turned off at the wall. There are no pull chains, switches, or knobs on the fan. It uses standard Decora wall plates. Of course, there's the light minder program to automatically shut off lights to conserve energy. And of course, the Home Safe Security Light Timer program, that's built into every InteliTouch fan. Now, there's one last thing I want to show you.
Excuse me, Ed. We have a late-breaking item from Hong Kong. Humphrey Trevor Wellington, our Asian Bureau Chief, is on the scene with this report. Hump?
Deborah, it appears as though Casablanca's announcement of the new InteliTouch has sent massive shockwaves through fan manufacturers here in the Orient. Sir, can you give us your reaction to Casablanca's new InteliTouch?
Looky. Asia fan, same. Casablanca, come, you see. Asia fan, same. Casablanca. Speed control. Speed control. Reverse. Right control. Same Casablanca. Security right timer. Right timer.
Thank you very much. And what do you call this new fan system?
Touchy fan.
This is Humphrey Trevor Wellington reporting for the Casablanca Satellite News in Hong Kong.
Same Casablanca.
Oh, thank you, Humphrey. Now back to you, Ed.
Touchy? Well, as I said, there is one more thing I'd like to show you, and I think you're going to be very interested in this. We've all heard about products that sell themselves, but I think we've got the first one that does. Built into every InteliTouch series fans is what we call the automatic demonstration program. Watch this. I simply turn the power on and enter the sequence fan, light, fan, light, fan. The microcomputer will now operate the fan and light in a preset sequence designed to fully test the functions of the unit. The salesperson is then free to describe the action and features to the customer. First, the lights ramp up from low to full intensity. Point out the hand-cut leaded shades, high-intensity lighting, and light lifter fixture to the customer. Next, the fan starts to quickly accelerate to speed 3. The customer will notice the audio tone, then point out the total silence of Casablanca's slumber-quiet motor control system. Next, the microprocessor dims the lights to make it easier to watch the demonstration. Now the fan begins to accelerate up to its top speed, giving a powerful blast of air. Of course, Casablanca invented the electronically reversible fan, so the InteliTouch next goes through a reversing sequence. Watch how smoothly the reversal takes place. The fan continues to run at high speed for a few seconds while you describe the advantages of reversibility. The demonstration cycle is coming to an end now, and we want the fan to turn off completely. Of course, the blades would continue to rotate for several minutes, so the InteliTouch microprocessor reverses the fan again and applies just enough power to almost bring the blades to a halt. And finally, the lights turn off. The demonstration mode will repeat itself continuously until the power is turned off. This is a great attention getter for your showroom, even at night. Just leave a few units running when you close. And you can even mount it on a sidewinder for a more dramatic effect. We also want the consumer to be able to use this mode. So we'll call it the automatic test mode and suggest that it be used immediately after installation to test the integrity of the installation. Obviously, we hope he'll also call his neighbor Floyd over to see it do its thing. Floyd is, of course, our next customer. The InteliTouch is the first self-demonstrating product, but that's just icing on the cake for the salesperson. The real news is that microcomputer technology has added modern convenience, energy savings, security, and simplicity to a 100-year-old product, and just in time to meet the increasing demands of consumers who want better value. And value is what we have to offer. Because InteliTouch eliminates the need for an electrician in most cases, the consumer can see a big savings on installation. And with the integration of so many features, there's no wall control or dimmer to buy. Add the security light timer and automatic light shutoff, and the savings to the consumer can be more than $80. And that doesn't include the cost of extra wiring, which can really be a bundle. So that's what the microcomputer is doing at Casablanca today. We're extremely proud that this breakthrough product was conceived, developed, and will be manufactured right here in the United States. And now the really good news. Initial production will carry a premium of only $12, complete with wall control. And by January of 1984, we plan to eliminate even that modest premium. Availability? Pilot production is underway now, but first shipments are planned for about 1 October. And quantities will be extremely limited as we carefully expand our production capability on the InteliTouch series. We'll keep you posted on our schedule. In the meantime, keep selling today's Casablanca fans. They're still the world's finest. Debbie,
InteliTouch is a great step into the future for Casablanca. Now, Bert and I understand that research and development is continuing on additional new products. Is that right?
This InteliTouch is the incredible melding of high technology and everyday living. We trust it proves Casablanca's commitment to the future through creativity. We'd like to show you a few other ideas currently on the drawing board for future product lines.
InvisiFan. There when you need it. Gone when you don't. Amaze and delight your friends. New from Casablanca. Better call Burton. The Aquamatic, coming soon from Casablanca. Putting those outdated pull chains to work. Cool and refreshing. Ask for model H2O.
We told you we had something to show you. And as promised, Burton, Ed, and Max are here to answer your questions. We have telephone hookups in all locations. We now ask you to relay your questions through the sales representative present. And now we'll be right back after word from our sponsor.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's a Casablanca. I think it's the best fan ever made. Good American craftsmanship and design. Quality engineering and materials. Easy to install, too. Even hangs on a slanted ceiling. That's because of Casablanca's Hang True. One comes with every fan. Casablanca, the company that cares about quality.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's a Casablanca. We think it's the best fan ever made. It's quality throughout. Precision engineering, fine American craftsmanship.
And easy to install.
It even hangs on a slanted ceiling.
That's because of Casablanca's Hang True. One comes with every fan.
Get a ceiling fan from Casablanca, the company that cares about quality. Don't monkey around.
This is ridiculous. It must be 100 degrees up here.
Dearly beloved, this is ridiculous. It's freezing down here.
You need a ceiling fan from the Casablanca Fan Company.
Heat, that's what we need.
Oh, you've got plenty of heat.
You can say that again.
With Casablanca's reverse airflow feature, you can recirculate warm air in winter and stay cool in summer.
You mean Casablanca goes both ways?
Exactly.
Okay, our phone lines are now open. Well, AT&T willing, we will be getting your phone-in questions in approximately 2 minutes. It takes just about that much time to get it through the system. However, I understand, Ed, we already have a question.
I think this one's for Max, Debbie.
This is definitely for Max. Our question comes from the attorney for the big old fan company, Max.
Next question, please.
All right, we have our next question now. I understand we honestly do have some question that just came in from, was it Rochester?
We had a question come in from Rochester, from Adrian Rapp up there, and the question was asked about how much testing has been done before the first shipment. And I guess I can tell everybody out there that we've accumulated about 250,000, 250,000 testing hours on these fans so far. We've got about another 100,000 hours of testing to go before we're ready to make those first shipments. As we said earlier, we're still planning to make that shipment around the 1st of October.
Should be interesting. What about point-of-sale materials?
Well, we're planning a very major piece of point-of-purchase material for you. It's going to be a wall-mount card about 6 feet high on solid masonite that invites customers up to view the InteliTouch, to do a little testing on it, learn to work it themselves. We've also got a new consumer brochure that fully describes the InteliTouch that will be mounted in a pocket there. In fact, this wall control right here is the one that will mount in the display unit. Pretty impressive piece, new hang tag, and the usual kind of things you'd expect from Casablanca on that. Debbie, got another question here right now from Tom Walker up in Seattle. This one I think we expected. Why don't you let Max answer that one?
Okay,
I think he
Max.
can real well.
Okay, Max. This comes once again from Tom Walker of Seattle. And the question is, can somebody in Hong Kong copy this?
Well, Bert and I took a trip to Hong Kong, the Far East, and we delivered a couple of models, and I'm quite sure they're trying, but they might have a slight problem. It takes quite a bit of money to develop it.
And in that same vein, we have a question from Salt Lake City, Max. You might want to talk about the patent situation on the InteliTouch.
We have applied for patents. There are about 4 separate claims, and that should fully protect InteliTouch.
It will take what, a couple of 3 months to at least get those patents taken care of?
It'll take a while before we actually get the patent, but we applied for it.
Okay, very good. Max, boy, they seem to be asking you all the questions here. This comes from Ron Likes of Kansas City.
I wonder if he still drives that crummy Lincoln.
Well, he's going to ask you a question here. He wants to know what kind of year you see for 1984.
Well, very good year, and I'm sure after he makes the sales we expect from him, he can afford to buy a new car.
Listen to that, Ron. Okay. We have a question now from Jim Nelson in Milwaukee. Am I going too fast for you here, Mark? Here we go.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Milwaukee, all righty. What type of electronics are being used in the InteliTouch, and will they interfere with other appliances in the home?
I guess I should probably answer that one if I can, Debbie. Okay. The InteliTouch does not use any radio transmitter of any kind, so there's no interface that will occur with any other appliance in the house. That also means there's no interference. The wall control, the W11, talks only to the fan that's connected on that line. So it's pretty straightforward. There is no interaction with any other appliance in the home.
Outstanding.
I've got a question here from Skip Hewlett. I'll read this. This is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Will the InteliTouch internal power and PC board components remain the same as is now used? The answer is no. As you'll soon see, there are several new modules used in the InteliTouch so that there's no interchangeability with the existing parts out there. It's the nature of the game when you go to a microcomputer. Max, do you want to address the subject of warranty? I got a call in from Neil Brown in Chicago. He wants to ask what the warranty is going to be like. I think that's going to be easy to answer.
Our warranty will remain the same as on our existing fans. No change.
That's correct.
Okay. Ed, I have a question for you. It's coming in from Yorba Linda.
Yorba Linda.
There we go. I think I'm blocking Los Angeles. It's coming in from Ann Hart. She wants to know what time you're going to be home for dinner.
Sweetie, just as soon as I can. What can I say? Haven't seen you for a while. Hope to see you real soon.
We'll get him done with this project.
This is going to cost me, folks. This is going to cost me.
We got you.
I got a call from Bill Pratt in Cincinnati. Bill Pratt is asking if the InteliTouch is retrofittable to other fans. And the answer to that is no, not unless you're very good. Now, the motor used in the InteliTouch series is the same as previously used. It has a different hole pattern for mounting components on it, but it is not retrofittable, so don't plan on having any retrofitting going on.
We have a question that came in from Joanne. What's the location on this?
Oh, that's in Minneapolis.
Oh, very good, Minneapolis, okay. How will the InteliTouch affect the fall program?
It will not affect the fall program as far as the program itself is concerned, the Crystal program. It will not affect it.
Okay, that's the free Crystal program.
That's correct.
Okay. And that just stays status quo?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Here's a good question that I think Max can answer real quickly. It has to do with the availability of the InteliTouch, what models it's going to be available in, Max.
Well, it's going to be available probably the end of September, and it'll be actually 4 models, 2 Panamas and 2 Zephyrs. For the time being. Next year we might add a few models to it.
Question for Max. I think we've actually covered this, but it bears repeating on this.
Okay, good enough. But this comes from Neil Brown in Chicago. There we go. Okay, Max, Neil wants to know a little bit about the availability, once again, of this fan.
It will be available starting late September, early October, and it will be on an allocated basis through the rest of the year.
Okay.
Question for me from Steve Flynn down in Atlanta. Hello, Atlanta. Steve wants to know where the computer chip is located in the fan. The microcomputer used in this fan is mounted on a printed circuit board that mounts right alongside the motor, so it's inside the fan housing. Very simple package. I think when you get a chance to see inside, you'll see what we mean on that.
You might add that there's only 2 wires now in the switch housing?
Oh, that's correct. Down in the switch housing below, there's actually very little wiring there for anybody to be concerned about. Oh, I love this question. This is from Mercer Burton. Mercer Robinson is in Jacksonville, Florida tonight. Hello, Jacksonville. And it is for Burton. The question is, what sort of reaction do we expect from other fan manufacturers?
Well, what other fan manufacturers?
Oh. You can
Which
be
ones
low.
do you have reference to? Hey, Mercer, how about a hard 6?
Keep going. We've got a slew of questions there. Keep going, Ed.
We have a way of turning an otherwise legitimate affair into absolute madness. It looks like it's happened again. Got a question for Max, Debbie, and I say Max because we had a lightning storm in the city not too long ago, and you know this firsthand. What happens to the InteliTouch when there's a power failure?
It goes off.
Good answer, Max.
Good answer.
Thank you, Max. In fact, when
No, actually, it turns off whatever program it's on, and when the power comes back on, it just starts its normal routine.
That's exactly right. I got another question here, Debbie. This is from Ron Likes again. Can you use more than one fan on the InteliTouch? The answer to that is no. Each wall control will work one fan. You have to have an exclusive wiring circuit between the two. That was easy. So much for Ron.
What about the maximum lighting wattage? What can it handle? There's a variety of different things you can do with it.
Yeah, that's probably a good question, Debbie. The InteliTouch is stressed to handle up to 340 watts of light. Now, as we ship it out the door, it will be equipped with 4 40-watt high-intensity bulbs, as we mentioned earlier. And by the way, the units we have on demonstration here tonight have some special light bulbs to keep from harming the TV cameras. So those funny-looking glows that you saw are not what you'll experience in your showroom and in your customer's home. But speaking of, we just had a little problem here. No problem.
That was not the fan.
But you can add, you can go up to 60 watts on the side lights. You can add a center light and go all the way up to 340 watts worth of light. The InteliTouch will handle that without any trouble.
In terms of three-way circuits, you want to handle that as well?
Yeah, I guess I might as well. I have a question from Charles Mannion right
okay.
here, who's in Memphis tonight, along with our friends down there in the suite. That's the Hunter suite.
Special.
He wants to know how much the three-way control will be. Now, that's our W12. We have a special control, the W12, that is used when there's a three-way circuit involved. The charge on that control is $15 versus what would normally be, let's say, a $12 charge for the existing wall control. And we'll be packing the W11 wall control in the top layer of the InteliTouch Series Gallery Edition so that it can simply be removed and replaced with the three-way control when the customer shows that preference. So much for that.
Okay, we're all set.
Well,
Any additional questions coming through?
oh, they're just coming from all over the place. Aha. This is a question from Elaine in Dallas. Yay, Elaine.
Yay, Dallas.
How will the customers remember to operate the various instructions to run the InteliTouch? I just got through talking to you yesterday, Elaine, and you said that's not an issue. But
now that you brought it up,
since you know and others may not, we have a small card that will go out with the fan shipments that should help the customer by keeping a little card handy that tells them exactly how to operate it. It should take a couple of days to learn to operate it at most, and that should be that. So much for that. How are we doing on time? We getting close? Okay, we got time for another question, I think, here, Debbie.
Alrighty.
This is from Jim Gray in Seattle. Excuse me. Does the size of the InteliTouch interfere with the installation in 2 or 3 gang boxes? Absolutely not. As you can see, it's the same size as a conventional, reasonably shallow dimmer, so there should be no problems on installation. Yeah, I'm just grabbing these and doing wonders with them here. Max, here's an easy one for you. You'll love it. Is there any other system on the market now, or will there be in the future that even compares to this?
Absolutely not. We got the best.
Well, we hope so.
You told me so.
It is. It is. Trust me. Let's see. Can you have 2 different InteliTouches in 2 different rooms, and will they interfere with each other? This is from Norm Likes up in Des Moines. The answer is you can have 2 in 2 different rooms. Again, this wall control will only talk to the fan on the end of the line, so there won't be any interference, no problem there. There's no house codes, no frequencies that you have to adjust, nothing like that whatsoever. And I got a question from Dave DeSteiger up in Detroit, and if the question came through right, I don't understand it. What quality will be available to the dealers?
Probably
I hope that means
probably
what quantity. Yeah. Max, you want to answer that one for us?
Well, our policy is to build as many as we get orders for. But for a period of time, up through December, they'll be available on an allocated basis.
I think we've got time for just about one more question before we have to get the satellite back.
Okay, well,
All
the
right.
last question is pretty straightforward. It's from Jim Yon down in Memphis again. How sensitive is the InteliTouch system to high voltage lightning storms, etc.? Well, I don't know what the etc. is, but the lightning storms, it is pretty well protected. We don't see any problems in that area. We, in fact, do lightning-oriented testing on the product to make sure that it's good. We got to get out of here, Debbie?
I think so. Max, you have some closing words on this auspicious occasion.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank all the dealers for attending, and I'm sure that we, Casablanca, with the help of our dealers and salespeople, will have an excellent 1984. Same to you, and good night.
Outstanding. Ed, you have something to say?
Yes, Debbie. Debbie, thanks to you, first of all, for holding us all together. It's nice to have at least one professional around. We appreciate it very much.
It's been marvelous.
Thank you, Ed.
And I obviously want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We hope you appreciate the little bit of madness that we've shared with you tonight, but we also hope you're very excited about our new product. We think it's really going to change your 1984. So thank you all, and to our reps, see you in Maui.
Burton, where are you? Burton, where are you?
I'm up here, Debbie. We've got some exciting new markets to develop. I'll see you when we get back. See you later. And ignition and liftoff. Standing by now for solid rocket booster separation.
Roger, Casablanca. You're out front and moving ahead.